This video is brought to you by Digital Greyhound Racing, a new NFT game by BetNFT. The game is launching soon. For more information, go to betnft.run.
Hello and welcome along to Greyhound Gold. The team are back together, Leo! Whoa, great to see you back. How are you travelling?
Oh, I was so excited that I got the call up to come back on the show, Shorty.
Good stuff. You're looking well and I can see why you're smiling and excited. We'll get to that in just a moment. Before that, let's go to last week's run of the week. Of course, on Saturday night we had heats of the WA Sprint Championship. This was the first of them. Heavy operation. A lot of people thinking about what sort of race this is going to be. Here's what happened. Rip and Tomahawk came out from box number 4, begins really well with Manzoo, and Panama Pepper is starting to push through off box number 1 through the first corner, and Pepper takes charge into the back section. From box number 8 though, we really do start to see Hinto working into this race quite nicely. Down the back, Hinto gets to within about 3/4 of a length, but Panama Pepper keeps on kicking up as they turn for home, and Panama Pepper keeps on finding. Look at Pepper go. Panama Pepper goes on for an impressive win. Hinto, very impressive performance, finishing runner-up, and have a look at Jimmy's Decision jumping out of the ground late up for 3rd. In 4th position was Throttle, that qualifies that very talented sprinter through to the final as well. 5:48 early, 18:37, 29 and 69. Panama Pepper living up to its name, Pepper Hot, there on Saturday night, and the lady to my right was screaming the place down. What about that from Pepper last week?
Oh gosh, Shorty, you know, this is his second run back since he had to have that little break from Cannington, and his first run, we were just relieved that he could get around safely. So to come back at his second run against a very, very hot field, anyone could have won that race, was just spectacular.
Yeah, super run. Really was impressive from Panama Pepper. Comes up with box number 4 tomorrow night. Of course, we've got the WA Distance and Sprint Championship finals to look forward to. The first of them will be the distance final. Zarbel looks really hard to beat for Adam Smith, and the former Tasmanian stay has come across here to WA, and over the last 4 to 6 weeks has just been the superior stay. While a lot of its opposition have been getting a little wary the last 30 or 40 metres, Zarbel, that's the part of the race where this dog really starts to ramp up.
Indeed.
So it'll be hard to beat. But we then have a big race here for race number 2. We're locking hordes because you have got Panama Pepper in box 4, and I'll be cheering hard for my boy Eagle Manelli out there in box number 7. Now, they both will need a fair bit of luck, but how exciting for us to both be so on edge and so excited and so nervous going into this race with a chance to potentially represent our state. It is crazy exciting for owners.
Oh, it's crazy exciting, Shorty, and also the fact that for the heats, the crowd was pumping on track. So I think if you don't have any plans on Thursday night, make your way to Cannington, because I think for the sprint final, anyone could win. It could be anyone's race. I don't know if you've got your eye on anybody, Shorty, but I think it's pretty open.
Well, I've got my eye on one dog in particular in box number 7 with that black rug. But in all seriousness, Leia raised a wonderful point. There are 8 incredibly talented greyhounds. It's one of the deepest sprint fields we've seen here in WA in recent times. And look, we've had a lot of races with 1 or 2 good top liners, but this field has got the proven stars, and we speak of Momentum and Vice Grip. Perth Cup winner. Momentum's been an absolute winning machine, won features right the way through for Cosy D'Agostino. You've then got the next generation coming through. We speak of Throttle and Hinto in particular, who've drawn awkwardly, but they can flat out run. And
Absolutely.
Throttle in particular, such a fast dog. We speak of our 2, who've now had a bit of Eastern States experience.
Yes,
Went up to
Albion
Queensland,
Park, yep.
raced really well. What a great thrill as well for Johnny Carmody to have a runner through to the sprint final. And out in box number 8, one of the most talented trainers in Australia, Paul Stewart with Jimmy's Decision, who's going to be powering home. So any of those 8 dogs could represent WA and do a mighty job, and a little bit of luck is going to go a big, long way, I'd say, on Thursday night.
Yes, I think WA will be proud with whoever represents us over East and New South Wales for the Nationals finals.
Indeed. And if you can't get to the track, tune into Sky 2 tomorrow night, the Blue Channel. For about 2 hours, there'll be coverage right around Australia with experts giving you an insight into how they think the state sprint and distance finals will undergo throughout the course of the night. We, of course, Wentworth Park tomorrow night, Sandown tomorrow night, Albion Park, Angle Park, down there in Tassie and here in WA. We're last off the ranked, but we're not least.
Save the
because
best for last.
That's what I was thinking, Leah. So look forward to having your company there if you can't make it to the track. And good luck to everybody with a runner tomorrow night. Let's get into finding a few winners for the weekend upcoming, though, Leah. We're going to go to Mandurah on Friday night for my best bet race 7, number 8, Popper Mono. Now, this greyhound's been really good to me over the last month. He's a really versatile dog, can run over 500 metres, 600 metres, really smashing the line of late. Drops back to the Mandurah 490 metres here. Draws box number 8. It's not necessarily a wonderful draw for the dog, but he tends to get back anyway. And if there's any sort of jamming up front, Popper Mono just needs to be within about 4 lengths of them before they get round that home corner, and he will just be charging into it. And it's the old Molly Ringwald, pretty in pink, for our Popper Mono. Up on the one wheel and away you go. Corey White absolutely flying with his team at the moment. So that's my best value play. I'm going to stick with an old chum of mine by the name of Bill Manelli. Now, Bill Manelli is a box 1 bandit. He loves the Cherry Layer, got an excellent record when drawn down near the inside. He won 2 starts ago at the odds of about 40 to 1. Now, he won't be those sort of prices heading into this race, but this grade, this box, is when I like to team up with Bill Manelli. We should get an each way price about him, hopefully, and I'll be aboard Billy. So 2 plays for me. Race 7, number 8, Popper Mono on the outside, and then race 11, number 1, Bill Manelli on the inside. Over to you. Best bet, Mandurah Friday night. Where are we playing?
So, Shorty, you mentioned us bumping heads in the sprint final, but we're bumping heads here for our best bets
Ooh.
at Mandurah.
Ooh.
Rarely happens, but I'm taking you on.
Okay.
I'm going with a race 7, number 3, West on Fever for Chris House. Now,
That's why you had a fever earlier.
oh, exactly. I was a bit of a temperature. I was getting hot. I thought, oh no, I'm taking on the great man Shorty. But I've gone with West on Fever because I was really impressed with the run last start. Also from an inside draw, clocked a personal best and a best of night, 27.47 if you don't mind. Should lead here from box 3. And as you mentioned, Popper Mono, really strong greyhound and also a strong finisher. So one to look out on for the tail end of the field. But I think Fever will be able to put on a few lengths in the early stages to hold out the old Pops. So that's my best bet.
Yeah, it's
for
a good
the night.
play. That's a good play, Leia. And you make a good point. Your dog is going to be up making its own luck. And my boy, up on the one wheel, he sometimes can have a bit of trouble navigating on one wheel past lots of traffic. So I'm hoping that he does get by. But if
Bit of
not,
rev at the end.
I'll be cheering hard for yours if he gets beaten. What about a value play?
So I've gone with race 9, number 1, Fabriola Ali. And it is a smaller field, so you're probably wondering, well, we're going to get value in that race. But I think because every greyhound in this race that is engaged has a chance. So I think there'll be a bit of value that we can find. And I've gone with this greyhound purely because of the draw. I think from box 1, 2 from 2 here, and should jump really well and get a clear run along the rail.
Indeed. Oh, there we have it, the thoughts of Leia for Friday night at Mandurah. We'll round it out with a look at Cannington on Saturday night. My best bet, race 4, number 1, Amplified. Now, this greyhound equalled the 490 metre track record 2 back, 27.02. There's now 4 dogs that share that Mandurah track record with that time, 27.02, and one of them is your boy Panama Pepper.
Yeah. Zach Manelli, Domino Mac, and Panama Pepper.
Indeed.
Is that right?
Yeah, and
Yeah,
Amplified.
and Amplified
So they're
now.
the big 4.
Yeah.
Does that
Does that
couldn't
happen?
set that up if you
No.
tried. So Mandurah has its very own unique piece of racing history right now. And can you just imagine if a 5th dog went and they've gone, let's have a look at the clock, and they've gone 27.01. Oh, that's just been rounded up to 27.02. A 5th, wouldn't that be extraordinary? 4's crazy, but 5 would be amazing. So the dog we speak of that's done it most recently is Amplified, who comes up with box number 1 in this high-grade race on Saturday night. Now, with Thursday night chasing and the WA Sprint Championships being on, this is nowhere near as strong as what our standard free-for-all is. It runs into a dog called Gangnam Manelli, who was excellent last week, running a new PB for Lewis Clay, and that dog's going great guns. But Amplified is proven rolled gold, top grade, week in, week out, class with a capital C, and that's why I'm thinking of box number 1, gets out, hits the ground running, runs time, and will take a power beating. So more than happy to have Amplified as a standout. I will be playing Gangnam Manelli in trifectas and first fours. It draws box 8 and it loves it. Real Fairy Floss Bandit is our friend there, drawn in box number 8, Gangnam style Manelli. So we'll see how it
Can we see
goes.
that again,
one from, was it that
I'd just
one?
love to see
One
that
from
again,
8.
yeah.
Yeah,
Good
okay.
thing we've got this on camera.
Lucky we don't have the music behind us. So yeah, that is Amplified the best. And value-wise, going to go to race 5, number 1, Stone Cold Augie. this is a race where there's a couple that you can make a pretty reasonable case for, but off the inside draw, thought it should show pretty close to leading this race, if not leading, at least being right up on top of the tempo, being in a good spot going through that first corner. Greyhound that's capable of breaking the 30 seconds. Thought it would be a really nice each-way play. Hopefully the odds allow it. Race 5, number 1, Stone Cold Augie. Now, Leia, Saturday night, who's your best bet on this card?
My best bet goes into race 9, number 8, Supercharged. Supercharged by name and supercharged by form, Shorty. If the statistics are anything to go off, his 10 career starts, I really think he's got a good chance, even though he's drawn out wide here. Has won from box 8 and won't necessarily lead. In fact, isn't actually the quickest out of the boxes. Usually is 3rd or 4th out at jump, but can navigate his way through the field, so I think we'll find the lead towards the tail end.
Yeah, he's got really good mid-race burn, hasn't he, this dog? Last Saturday night, he went around against the very talented Anchor Rope, and Anchor Rope had a clear lead on the dog.
Just got beaten,
Yeah, and it zoomed past it, and then Anchor Rope stuck on pretty well, but Supercharged is flying at the moment. That's a really good best bet, Leia. What about a value play?
My value play goes into race 2, number 3, Sunset Givenchy for Eric Campana. And now I know Yahoo Serious, drawn in box 8, looks hard to beat, but as a value, I don't think we can discount this dog, Sunset Givenchy. I was on track last week and I watched this race, and the way that the Greyhound pinged out of the boxes from box 8 to muster up the speed in the early stages and then lead for the rest of the race was a sensational run. Honestly, one of the best career performances in my opinion for this Greyhound, and reminded me a bit of a Zach Manelli. So I've got my eye on Sunset Givenchy.
All right, so it's a nice push for Sunset Givenchy. It claimed a big scalp last week with Low Blow, who I thought would be really hard to beat. So again, runs into another Adam Smithson middle distance dog that's going well, this time out in Yahoo Series. It'll be a really good battle, and your dog's likely to be at a good price. So looks a super chance again.
Value.
Indeed. Magnificent. There are our thoughts for Friday and Saturday. And of course, as we've given the shout out there for Thursday night, good luck to everyone again for the Sprint Championship and Distance Championship out here at Cannington. And Leia, we've also got some more events coming up, more owner sort of style appreciation stuff. And to everybody tuned in that's joined us on Chase the Dream on the way through, having a great time of it, of course, at this point in time. Our next lot with little Tommy, every month that goes by, they're getting closer and closer to having their little star hit the track.
Yeah, it's all very exciting seeing all these first-time owners as well really get involved from the very start when the dogs are pup, trialing, you know, their birthday, they get birthday cake and everything, to when they hit the track. And, you know, Chase, aka our dream girl, has been doing superbly, so can't wait to see the second lot of owners get to enjoy that with young Tommy.
Indeed, and from our first night, our pup Mick is getting very close to getting ready to race as well. So he should have a couple more trials and be nearly ready for qualies and hopefully racing around the corner as well. So we love to see new owners in the sport. Why don't you find out more? And of course, next year when we have the next Chase the Dream promotion, come along and join us. It's a lot of fun.
Shorty and I will be there.
Indeed. And make sure you tune in again this time next week for the next edition of Greyhound Gold.